Most of the AI tools people pay for have free versions that are almost as powerful. Today I'm breaking down 5 you can try right now, and one might replace an app you're already paying for. Before we dive in, here is what I want you to keep in mind. Free AI tools in 2026 are not what they were a couple of years ago. The gap between free and paid has closed in a lot of areas. Some of these tools have limits on how much you can use them each day or each month, and some add a watermark if you export. But the core functionality? It is there. You do not need to hand over a credit card to get real value out of any of the 5 tools we are covering today. We are going from most practical to most surprising, so stick with me through the whole list. And pay close attention to number 3, because it solves a problem that people across almost every industry complain about constantly. Let's start with the tool that is quietly changing how people search the internet. Imagine typing a question and instead of 10 blue links and a bunch of ads, you get a direct, well-structured answer with the sources right there, linked and readable. That is what Perplexity AI does. It is a search engine built on large language models, and it pulls from live web content to answer your questions in plain language. The key thing that separates it from just asking any chatbot is the citations. Every claim in the answer is linked to a real source. You can click through and verify it yourself in one click. This matters because one of the biggest problems with AI tools right now is that they confidently say things that are simply wrong. Perplexity does not eliminate that risk entirely, but tying answers to live sources gives you a way to check. The free plan lets you run a lot of searches without paying anything, with some restrictions on which models power those searches. For most people, especially for research, news, and product comparisons, the free version is entirely enough. Try it the next time you are about to spend 20 minutes clicking through 3 different articles to piece together an answer. Next, a free tool from Google that most people have no idea exists. Google has a free AI tool called NotebookLM, and it might be the most practically useful thing on this entire list for anyone who deals with a lot of documents. Here's how it works. You upload your own sources, PDFs, Google Docs, web links, YouTube videos, or plain text files, and then you can have a direct conversation with that content. Ask it to summarize a research paper. Ask it to pull the main arguments out of a long report. Ask it to explain one section of your notes in simpler terms. The important thing is that it only pulls from what you give it. It does not go off searching the internet or drawing from its general training data. That makes it significantly more reliable when you need accurate answers about specific material. NotebookLM also has a feature where it generates an audio overview of your documents. 2 AI voices having a back-and-forth conversation about your material, almost like a short podcast episode built from your files. It is genuinely useful for getting up to speed on something dense without having to read every single page. All of this is free through a Google account. If your work or studies involve long documents, this one is worth setting up this week. Now, onto a tool that tackles something almost everyone puts off: presentations. Nobody enjoys making them. And if you have ever sat in front of a blank slide deck with a deadline approaching, you know how much time just vanishes before you have even settled on a structure. Gamma is an AI tool that builds presentations, documents, and web pages from a prompt or an outline you paste in. You describe the topic, give it some context, pick a visual style, and it generates a complete deck in about a minute or 2. The slides come out with layouts, headers, and content already organized. It is not going to replace a professional designer on a high-stakes investor pitch. But for internal presentations, client updates, explainers, or educational content, it gets you from 0 to a workable draft faster than almost anything else. The free tier lets you generate a limited number of AI-powered decks per month and share or export your work. A lot of people find the free version covers their needs without ever upgrading. This is one of those tools where the time you save on the very first use alone is worth the 5 minutes it takes to sign up. Next is something completely different. A free tool that a lot of people assume is only available inside professional studios. ElevenLabs is one of the most recognized names in AI voice generation right now, and they have a free plan that gives you access to some of the most realistic text-to-speech voices available. The difference between ElevenLabs and what you might remember from older voice tools is immediately obvious. The voices have natural pacing, rhythm, and tone. They do not sound robotic or clipped. You paste in your text, select a voice from their library, and within seconds you have an audio file that sounds like a real person recorded it in a studio. The free plan limits the number of characters you can convert per month, which works well for short projects, demos, or testing an idea before committing to a paid plan. Content creators use it for video voiceovers. Educators use it for accessible learning materials. Small teams use it to localize content across different languages without hiring a separate voice actor for each one. If you have a project that needs narration and you do not have a recording setup or a budget for freelance voice work, the ElevenLabs free tier is a legitimate starting point. The last tool we are covering today is unlike anything else on this list, and it is probably the most fun you will have with AI this year. Suno generates music from a text prompt. You describe a genre, a mood, a tempo, or even paste in lyrics you wrote yourself, and Suno produces a full track. Vocals, instruments, production, in under a minute. The results are not flawless, and they are not going to work in every single context. But for background music and videos, short creative projects, content work, or just experimenting with a concept, the output quality is genuinely surprising the first time you hear it. The free tier gives you a set number of daily credits to generate tracks, and those credits refresh each day. That is enough to explore the tool and put together a handful of songs without spending $1. For anyone who creates content regularly, Suno can fill a gap that used to require either a stock music subscription, a licensing fee, or the ability to produce music yourself. None of those options were free or fast. This one is both. And it is the kind of tool you are going to want to share with someone the first time you use it, because hearing an AI generate a song that actually matches what you described is still one of those moments that stops people in their tracks. So that is the list. Perplexity for smarter search with real citations. NotebookLM for having a conversation with your own documents. Gamma for getting from a blank page to a full presentation in minutes. ElevenLabs for realistic AI voiceover without a recording setup. And Suno for AI-generated music from nothing but a text description. None of them require a credit card to get started, and all of them are capable enough to fit into real workflows right now. The AI tool space keeps moving, and what counts as a solid free tier today is better than what most paid tools offered just a few years ago. If you want a weekly breakdown of the tools that are actually worth your time, and honest takes on what is useful versus what is just hype, subscribe to the channel. We drop a new video every week.